Good evening, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated Journato evening headlines on March 24, 2022. Vigilantes stalk Ukraine border as sex traffickers target fleeing women and children. Republicans turn Ketanji Brown Jackson hearing into a political circus. The Guardian, live, Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson confirmation hearing. Reuters, Ketanji Brown Jackson's confirmation hearing is a disgrace to her qualifications. The Guardian, poor, over-emotional Lindsey Graham couldn't keep it together at Ketanji Brown Jackson's hearings. Biden unveils $1 billion humanitarian aid for Ukraine and new Russia sanctions, live. The Guardian, U.S. to take 100,000 Ukrainian refugees amid criticism it has not done enough. The Independent, Russia-Ukraine war news, live updates. The Washington Post, Ukrainians and asylum seekers. The Irish Times, U.S. plans to allow in more Ukrainians after few refugees admitted. Private emails reveal Gove's role in Tory-linked firms' PPE deals. History is made. 10 new UK attractions for day trips and short breaks. India abstains from voting in UN on Ukraine resolution, this time brought by Russia. The Independent, Russian move on Ukraine aid fails at UN Security Council. Reuters.com, UN Council defeats Russia humanitarian resolution on Ukraine. The Washington Post, UN to vote on blaming Russia for Ukraine humanitarian crisis. The Independent, March 23, 2022 Russia-Ukraine news. The world's forests do more than just store carbon, new research finds. World's food supply faces disaster upon catastrophe because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The Independent, get ready for hell, UN food chief warns amid Ukraine shockwaves. Politico Europe, UN famine experts warn of disaster upon catastrophe as Russia invasion imperils world's breadbasket. The Independent, global food crisis is the prisoner's dilemma of trade. Financial Times, the longer the Ukraine war drags on the more likely a global hunger crisis. Ukraine war, NATO to boost Kyiv's chemical and nuclear defenses amid risk a Russian attack could drag alliance into the conflict. Sky News, Boris Johnson snubbed by other leaders as he stands alone during NATO family photo. Evening Standard, West could target Russia's gold reserves over Ukraine, says Boris Johnson. The Guardian, UK's Johnson says pressure could be applied to Putin's gold reserves. Reuters UK, The Guardian view on Boris Johnson in Brussels, drop the Brexit rhetoric. Oksana Baulina, Russian journalist killed in shelling in Ukraine as editor condemns war crime. The Independent, Russian reporter killed in Kyiv shelling is fifth journalist to die in conflict. The Guardian, Russian journalist Oksana Baulina killed by shelling in Kyiv. The Times, Oksana Shvez, Ukraine says farewell to Grand Dame of stage and screen killed by Russian fire. The Telegraph, Sasha Kovshinova died in Ukraine doing journalism's most thankless job. Biden news, live, President's approval rating stalls as Americans want tougher stance on Russia. The Independent, NATO warn of the most serious security crisis in a generation as leaders meet in Belgium. Evening Standard, Ukraine war, 5 challenges for Biden in Europe. BBC, Joe Biden has yet to show true leadership. The Telegraph, Russia-Ukraine war advisory. Thursday briefing, Zelenskyy hangs hopes on Ukraine triple summit. He has a lot on his plate, Kremlin denies defense minister is leading a coup, just busy. The Independent, unwell Russian defense minister Sergei Shoigu disappears from public view. The Telegraph, Russian defense chief Sergei Shoigu not seen in public for 2 weeks. The Times, Putin's defense chief resurfaces after disappearing from view. Reuters.com, Ukraine invasion, Russian defense minister missing for 12 days. Next says prices to rise by 8% in autumn amid chronic staff shortages. North Korea's rocket launch a clear violation of UN resolutions, prompting South Korea to fire multiple missiles. Sky News, North Korea tests new type of intercontinental missile. The Times, North Korea test launches its largest intercontinental ballistic missile yet. The Guardian, South Korea fires multiple missiles in response to North Korea's rocket launch, its military says. Sky News, North Korea raises tensions after missile launch into Sea of Japan. China plane crash, cockpit voice recorder analyzed for clues as first victims found. The Guardian, search area widened for second black box after China Eastern plane crash. Herald Scotland, rain halts search operation for survivors in China plane crash. The Independent, explainer, how black boxes of crashed Chinese jet will be handled. Reuters.com, China Eastern plane crash, damaged black box found. Ukraine war, Russian landing ship destroyed as Red Cross chief warns of complex frontline and people trapped. Sky News, watch. Ukrainians claim to have destroyed Russian Navy landing ship after Kremlin gave away its location. The Telegraph, Ukraine destroys Russian ship in battle for port of Berdyansk. The Times, watch, Russian warship explodes in flames in besieged Berdyansk. Evening Standard, large Russian landing ship, the Orsk, destroyed by Ukrainian military, reports. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.